Hello, everyone! Last time we talked all about artificial intelligence. Today, we're going to zero in on one of the most important ideas inside of that world.
So let's just jump right in and answer the big question on the table. What exactly is machine learning? Okay, so here's the simplest way to think about it. Machine learning. It's a way of teaching computers to learn directly from data instead of being programmed with a bunch of fixed rules.
I'm going to say that again because it's really the heart of the whole thing. The key idea is that computers learn from data and actually get better with experience. Kind of like how we do.
To really make this stick, let's use a super simple real-life analogy. I think this is going to make it all just click. So picture a little kid, right? At first, they have no idea what a dog is, but they see lots and lots of examples of dogs. Big ones, small ones, fluffy ones, you get the picture. Over time, they start to learn the pattern of what a dog is. See, nobody sits them down and gives them a list of exact rules like, if it has 4 legs and a tail and it barks, it's a dog. Nope, the child just learns from all those examples. And pretty soon, they can see a totally new dog they've never seen before and say, hey, that's a dog. Well, guess what? Machine learning works in exactly the same way.
So that kind of begs the question, right? Why do we even need machine learning? What was wrong with the old way of doing things that made us invent this whole new approach?
Well, you see, traditional programming is all about fixed rules. You have to tell the computer exactly what to do. For example, a super simple rule could be, if a student's marks are over 50, then they pass. If they're below 50, they fail. It's very clear, very direct.
And look, that's great for simple problems, but we all know real life is, well, it's messy, it's complicated. For instance, how would you even begin to write a set of fixed rules to recognize a human face? Or to understand all the different ways people talk? Or to predict which movie a person is going to like next? It's practically impossible.
So instead of trying to write millions of these complicated rules, some really smart people had a revolutionary idea. They thought, hey, what if we just let the computer learn from the data itself? And that right there, that's the core idea behind machine learning.
Okay, so let's put these two approaches side by side, just to make the difference crystal clear. Now, what's really cool here is how the whole process is completely flipped. With normal programming, on the left, you give the computer the rules and the data, and it gives you an output. But with machine learning, on the right, you give it data and the correct answers, and the computer's job is to figure out the rules all by itself. That's the key difference.
Now, this might still sound a little bit abstract or futuristic, but the truth is, you're using machine learning every single day, probably without even realizing it.
Think about it. When YouTube recommends the next video for you to watch, that's machine learning. When Gmail just knows what's a spam email and what isn't, that's machine learning. When Netflix suggests a new show, or when Google Maps predicts how bad the traffic is going to be, yep, all of those are powered by machine learning. All of these systems learn from past data to get better and better over time.
Okay, so just like people can learn in different ways, machines can too. Let's just briefly touch on the main types of machine learning. We'll keep it high level, I promise.
First up, you've got supervised learning. Think of this like studying for a test with the answer key right in front of you. The computer learns from data that's already labeled with the right answers. Then there's unsupervised learning. This is where you give the machine a whole jumble of data and just tell it to find interesting patterns on its own, like grouping similar customers together. And finally, there's reinforcement learning, which is all about trial and error. This is like a computer learning to play a game by getting rewarded for good moves and penalized for bad ones. Now, don't worry about mastering these terms right now. Just know that there are different ways for a machine to learn.
So if this has sparked your curiosity and you're thinking, okay, this is pretty cool, where do I start? What's the best way for a beginner to really get a handle on this?
All right, here's my strongest piece of advice. Please do not start with all the heavy math and the complex algorithms. That can be really discouraging. Instead, start by understanding the real-world problems that ML is trying to solve. Focus on understanding the data it uses, and just look at lots and lots of different examples.
So, if you remember only one thing from all of this, let it be this simple idea. Think of machine learning as a computer simply learning from experience. Once you really get that mental model down, I promise, everything else in this field becomes so much easier to understand.
And why is this so important right now? Well, because machine learning isn't just some niche topic in tech. It is the absolute foundation of almost all modern artificial intelligence.
I mean, just look at this connection. All of the advanced AI that you hear about in the news, things like deep learning, generative AI, those incredible AI agents,
They are all built on top of the principles of machine learning. So if you understand ML, you're not just learning about one thing, you're really unlocking the future of AI.
We're learning all of this step by step. So in our next explainer, we're going to go one level deeper and explore the fascinating world of deep learning, a type of machine learning that's actually inspired by the human brain itself. So I hope you'll stick with me as we continue to learn all of this together. See you then.